The game might be over, but we're just getting started. Welcome to the Todd Fox Post-Game Podcast, your go-to spot for real, unfiltered Angels talk, win or lose, on the Halos in the Infield Network. You never know what's going to happen. Walk-offs, meltdowns, heroics, or straight-up typical Angels disasters. We're breaking it all down. Who stepped up and took home the Golden Stamos, the most prestigious award in baseball? And who embarrassed themselves so badly they're stuck with the dreaded Nacho Night Award? Drop your comments, call in, and sound off. We're reading them all. So like, share, subscribe, and buckle up, because this show pulls no punches. And yes, Anthony Rendon is still a fragile little bitch. Take it away, Todd.
I'm a fox. My name's Todd.
Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast on the only network that gives you the straight talk that Angel fans love and deserve. I am your host, Todd Fox. For the fans, by the fans, by the fans, for the fans is the Halos in the Infield network. And we're so proud to bring you Angels baseball recaps, just not proud of the performance on the field. And some may say over the last series that these games could have been won and lost at any particular time, and that it was a team effort of losing, which lost them this series. And I would have to agree, because this team, look, I will have to sum up this team in one word. And that is, if you had to hold a gun to my head and said, hey, what's one word that best describes this team, their total effort, their mantra, everything, I would have to say fragile. They are so fragile that a first inning gut punch is all it takes. And there's really no fight, except, you can say, oh, they got that Taylor Ward home run in the game, and that's fight. That was showing that they were trying to come back. No, that's just a lucky swing or him doing his homework and saying, well, I'm good with being 1 for 10. See, Ward's good with being very mediocre, doing just enough, because you'll look at him and say, man, 10 home runs, 23 RBIs, that's damn good. But then when you look on his on-base percentage, the fact that he strikes out 3 times to 5 times out of every 10 at-bats, he pops up and doesn't move guys over when they get guys on base. His runners in scoring position is terrible. And you look at his defense, no, Ward's not impressive at all. And that's not even talking about his batting average. So yes, a early Ward rant, but he's the epitome of the problem with this team. He represents everything that's wrong with this team. All or nothing. And when you have all or nothing and you're not willing to change your approach, when it's just all good to just stick to whatever stupid plan that is brought to you in part by who was ever in charge upstairs of the front office analytics and the offensive coordinator. Again, I never heard that term in baseball till the recent few years. There's no need for offensive coordinators in baseball. That stuff stays in the NFL. But we have one, just like a few other teams, and his name is Tim Laker. And he also goes hand in hand with Johnny Washington. And right now, whatever they're cooking up in that kitchen, I don't want any of it, because if it was a kitchen, if it was a restaurant, it would be getting a D at best grade as far as an establishment to eat at, because the hitters are not given the right food to eat right now. They're not being told the right thing, and you could tell. This is about what I would have to say game 12 at least, maybe even more, where the Angels can only muster 1 run on 4 hits. That is a broken record. I must have said the Angels finished the game with 1 run and 4 hits at least 6 times. It's been 1 run, 6 hits, 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 run, 4 hits. Again, it's a recipe for it's not even mediocre baseball. That's underperforming. With the amount of talent on this team, how can you continually put up the same crappy numbers, have the same futile at-bats? So again, I'll go back to what I talked about earlier, which is the one word to describe this team is fragile. Because they get any kind of adversity, and I mean any kind of adversity, there is no accountability. There is no coaching to help these guys. Hey, let's give these guys a pep talk. I know they're down. They just allowed a few runs. Let's change things up. Let's make adjustments. Let me fire these guys. There's nobody on the team, whether it's a batting boy, instructor, a coach, nobody outside of the fans in the stands that are willing to pump them up. I'm sorry, but again, when they're home, at least for some reason, the PA announcer thinks, oh, I know what'll fire them up. I'm sorry, but us fans know that shit don't work. So again, we pay to watch them perform for us, right? As baseball fans. We pay to enjoy ourselves and root for a team that represents where we live. Not Los Angeles, but the OC. And it kind of sucks that they are putting on such pitiful performances night in and night out. Again, if you would have told me this team did this last year, the year before that, when they've had just zero talent, okay, but maybe you disagree with my take. But this team has talent, and that's with or without Ben Joyce, with or without Mike Trout. They do have the talent to contend, and not for a playoff spot, but to be close every night. To have, again, this team is 8-20 in their last 28 games after starting 9-5. 8 wins and 20 losses, 12 games under 500 in about a month's worth of baseball. That has led them to a record of now 8 games under 500 as we currently speak. Can this team turn it around, get better? Yeah, I could see them getting on a roll, but that would require two things. And right now, I'm under the impression of I need to see it to believe it. Because it all looks good on paper until they actually start playing and you see the glaring holes in their swing, the warts in their pitching staff, or the warts in the lineup. It's sad to see because I know that this team can do a lot better. And so if you look at this 3-game set that they just finished up with San Diego, who is a borderline first place team. We all know they won't be first place because the Dodgers are their daddy. And that's just plain and simple, right? They had their chance last year to knock those assholes off and they couldn't do it. But that's a story for another day. But you look at a guy like Kikuchi and you're like, man, that guy sucks on the outside. But if you really take a deep dive into his numbers, they've been pretty damn good. You know, he hasn't blown anybody away, but he's actually, with the exception of one start, has kept the Angels in every freaking ball game. Whether he made a first inning mistake, a second inning mistake, it's usually early in the games and he settles down and everything looks good. And he's given you every opportunity to come back. And everybody dogs Kyle Hendricks. He had 2 bad starts, maybe 3, but the last 2 or 3 starts he's had, he's been back to the professor. And then you have Soriano. He's had 1 or 2 bad starts. But again, these guys are allowed to fail. Nobody said any of these pitchers are Nolan Ryan reincarnated. They're not the best starters in their own division on their own team. They're the best of what we got. But let's just face it, even Kwanowicz has been our worst starter, and he still has had pretty good starts in between. Tyler Anderson's been lights out. So the rotation to me on paper looks very suspect. But when it's so weird because when they actually pitch, they do a good job and leave you right within striking distance before they leave. And whether the bullpen blows it up or like last night and tonight, the defense lets us down and the floodgates come in and the game is over, right? You can't deny the fact that the numbers don't look great for the starting pitchers as a whole, but when you get down to their individual performances, it hasn't been bad. And then you look as a whole of the lineup, even with Trout in there, Trout not in there. The capabilities and the strengths that this team can bring to the field and actually do something good, they never accomplish their goals or they never have the right goals set in place. the right strategies, or that they don't play to the strengths of the individual ball player that we have on the team. Instead, we're like, hey, you see that fence over there? God damn it, swing for it. And that's what's killing guys like Kyron Paris. That dude should be a slap the ball hitter. He should be just like what's his name? It just came up. That's the kind of mentality you should have. Oh, Hoppy, why are you swinging at everything? We've seen what you could do. You can hit the gappers. And sometimes when he gets those big, Lugo, thank you, Andy. We have hitters that can, if Renifo would stay away from trying to drive the ball, he loves to hit the ball the other way. Shonawell's not really doing those power swings. He had a bad night tonight, but he had 3 hits yesterday. I mean, bloopers, base hits, walks, something that we're really bad at with averages. Averages are in the toilet. The fact that we don't steal bases because we never have enough guys on base, and when we do, we just sit there like bumps on the log, waiting for a guy to hit into a double play like Soler. When a guy like Soler's up, I've seen it a bunch of times. We've had a guy at runners at the corners or a runner at first. I'm like, dude, why aren't you taking off? Why aren't you taking off? You got a double play threat right there. It's like when Pujols would have a guy on first. I was always like, why isn't that dude taking off ahead of him? Why isn't he not at least doing, they're not at least doing a hit and run? You know, Pujols is either home run or double play. So it just sickens me to know that we're wasting a lot of talent. We're not playing to the strengths of this team. We are really, really super aggressive when we shouldn't be. There's a lot of guys on this team, like for instance, Adele. Yeah, he's got power. Yeah, he looks strong. I bet you he could bench press me 4 times over. But what good is that if that's not playing to his strength overall as a ball player? What is Joe Adele's strength? Some say, well, his defense isn't his strength, but his hitting can be. His speed really is one of his top things that he can add to a team. And if you utilize speed, meaning if he just puts the barrel of the bat even instead of an uppercut launch angle that this team is so obsessed with, good things can happen for all players if he tries to utilize the right side of the field. If we say, okay, Soler, you swing for the fences, fine, okay. But at this point, a guy who is designated for swinging for the fences like Taylor Ward, I'd be like, you're demoted. Let's even out that swing. Let's stop swinging one-handed follow-throughs, and let's start to try to drive the ball the other way or try to just get even swings to get the barrel on the bat to see what happens. You'll still hit your home runs here and there. You just won't hit them as much, but maybe it'll even out to the same thing because you won't be striking out as much or wasting outs popping out the right side and stuff. It's maddening because if me, who's played minor league baseball and hasn't played in the new era of baseball, and fans have given better takes than I can at times through the comments, can see the glaring holes in a major league ball club that the coaches get anywhere from $90,000 a year, and that's like the low end, like helpers, the apprentices, to $300,000 to more a year, can't see because they're pushing a narrative and a movement that doesn't make sense or help the ball player itself. I don't understand why we just can't humble ourselves as an organization and say, hey, you know what? Can we just sit down and take a moment and say, hey, this isn't working? Can we humble ourselves and say, as a whole, we need to make a change? We need to do this thing called adjust. I don't understand. I just don't understand how this team can continue to just say, okay, let's ride it out. And Ron Washington was quoted several times lately, including Johnny Washington and a few others, as saying, quote, well, we just got to keep on grinding, keep on doing what we're doing. Eventually things will work itself out. Really? Based on what, Ron? The few wins that you've gotten in the last 28 games, which are the 8 games, you actually had to play a perfect game. And again, circling back to what I originally said, which was the name or the one word that describes this team, fragile, again, came out to play again today. You shut them down the entire time. You couldn't muster anything offensively since the third inning. You had a runner at third base who was sacrificed over there. I don't agree with Gooby much, but Gooby was like, hey, they really need to get this run in here right now. Well, duh, no shit, Sherlock. And there was one out, runner at third, an opportunity with 2 outs to get that one runner in, and guess what? You didn't do it. You stranded him. Wow, where have we seen that movie before? Nobody shortened up their swing. Too many aggressive swings. You can't just you don't even have a threat of a freak. I mean, if Maldonado yesterday can drop a bunt down, my kids can run faster than him to first base. And you're freaking letting that old guy with no wheels or no energy left in them knees drop down a bunt. Moncada's nowhere close to making a play. And they score the run easy like that. How come we can't drop down a bunt? Oh, that's right. We don't work on fundamentals. That's not part of today's game. Oh, it's not part of today's game. Yeah, really? Oh, that's why other teams that are winning are able to do that with non-traditional guys who bunt and traditional guys. Well, that's called catching the opponent off guard. It's also good baseball when noticing the defense is giving you a certain thing and you take it. No, it's like the left side of the field is open. Let's hit right into that shift or right into that right side of that defense. Oh, no, there's a free base right there. They've thrown over twice to first base. That means we can run. Now, let's just have them stand there because I've seen that shit too. So if they're giving all these rules to provoke and to promote hitting and base running and taking advantage of gaps and loopholes in the defense, and you're still sitting there willing to help the defense, you get what you get tonight. You get 1 run on 4 hits. Another boring-ass game where I'm getting text messages from my friend like, oh, man, I love the Angels, but God damn it, they are so boring when they're hitting. I find myself, quote, watching the other team and wondering why my team doesn't do that. Aren't you sick of that? Oh, no, wait. The Angels have an answer for all those questions and all those concerns I just brought up, and it's this, in one word. They say, fragile, Todd? I got your fragile right here. That's their answer, thanks to DJ JoJo. So, I really want to know, how long does the futility of this offense have to go for anybody in this organization to be like, you know what? I think we need to change things up a little bit. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I see a week of baseball, just a week, 6 games, not even a full 7. So 2 series of just inept baseball. I'm willing to say what I'm doing right now as a manager, as a coach, is not working. I'm then talking to my staff and saying, how can we make this team better? I'm saying, hey, can we bring the guys in early next week on an off date and watch some film? They are contractually obligated to do whatever we say. How about have some hitting drills? Do what Taylor Ward did, which I'm giving him credit for. Have some of the 66ers come in on an off date and throw some live pitching to our ball players. See if we can find some holes in their swings. Hey, Barry, you keep working them with the pitchers, help the young kids in the bullpen. The starters seem to have their shit together, but we need to work with the bullpen guys. Okay. There's room for improvement on each team, on each side of the team. But how do we keep doing what we're doing? And we've been hearing several times reporters asking Ron Washington, hey, what exactly are you doing? Have you had team meetings? Well, we've been having team meetings a lot. And, if we keep having team meetings, I only got to give team meetings when there is a rhyme or a reason to give a team meeting, because the more team meetings you have, the more the players are going to wind up not listening. And if they don't listen, then you lose the team. If you've had several meetings and nothing has changed, then you're not, what are you saying in the meetings other than, hey, get your shit together? Anybody can say that. You got to come with a plan. If you want people to follow you, it's not always about the presentation. It's about the substance in the presentation. What are you delivering that's going to hit home with these players? And do you have the motivation to give them what they need to hear and what they should be doing? Make their ass feel guilty about the stuff they're not doing professionally. You have every right to call them out. And then you also have every right to bring it back to yourself. Instead, what we're seeing, and my final thought before I get into this is a long-ass rant. I'm sorry. But this is just me summing up a series that should have been won, hands down. Like I said last night in the post game, this should have been the ice cream on top with the cherry and the sprinkles. You should have been going for the sweep tonight. And if you didn't get it, okay, we still got 2 out of 3. You won the series. That's all you want to do. All you want to do in these 3-game sets, just win the series. Take 2 out of 3, and you're a good team. We've said it before. 65% of the teams that that win 2 out of 3 during the regular season make the postseason. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. But again, Fragile comes up with the errors last night, and they were not able to recover. And Fragile comes up with that 3-run homer tonight. And despite the best efforts from Kyle Hendricks tonight to keep them close, it just wasn't good enough. They were given inning after inning after inning after inning after inning to muster anything, and they couldn't do it. That is bad coaching and is bad hitting, bad game plan. Because this isn't the first time. You can't say, well, Todd, they've been playing like this for about a week or so. This is who they are. I am under the firm belief that this team can be way better if just a few adjustments were put in play and we started to work on certain things as a team collectively and also individually with coaches, working towards their strengths. This team could build itself together, and winning breeds confidence. Winning cures everything. So maybe you're not winning the game, but you're winning the battle. You out-hit the team. You were right there. You almost got it, but there was a mistake or a pitcher had a bad night. That's fine. But you want to keep plugging away. You want to keep grinding, and you want to keep improving and keep trying to if you keep besting yourself, you'll get there. But if you keep playing this type of baseball, you're basically grinding with no tire. You're grinding on the rim. You're never going to get nowhere. You're just spinning your wheel in the snow when it gets stuck. I don't know why I'm using car references, but there you go. So, with that being said, the final score was 5-1. 1 run on 4 hits. As you allowed 5 runs on 7, and it's not bad. That's not bad for a team that has no number 1 pitcher. That's not bad for a team that has no number 2 pitcher. That is not bad for a team that has one of the worst bullpens in all of baseball. I thought they performed generally well. Look, if you want to say Kenley Jansen had a flat fastball last night, by all means. But Zephyr John, his curveball, his slider was off. Yes, I'll give you that too. But should Ward have made that catch to finish that inning at 4-2, giving Jansen a save situation instead of just trying to hold the game at tie? Yes, that could have changed everything. Could have changed everything. But that's how fragile this team is. They're only allowed 1 mistake. And when that mistake happens, it's usually bad enough to where they can't recover. And you get what you get. You went from winning the series outright, possibly sweeping, to losing the series and having no faith going into a off day where now you have to you prepare for the oh God, I hate saying it. You have to prepare for the world champion Dodgers. Oh, I feel like throwing up right now, but that's exactly what you got to go for. It would have been much better if the Padres did their job. Then I would be saying, oh, you could have swept the world champion Padres, and now you play the runner-up Dodgers. But no, we don't live in an alternate universe where the Padres don't fuck it up. And I like the Padres as a secondary team when my team is out of it. I root for you guys, but last year was just, that's your fault. No one to blame. How do you freaking lose a game where you could have closed them out when they're starting what? It's a bullpen day. Who does that in the postseason? The Dodgers are like, oh, bullpen day. Elimination day, bullpen day. And it worked. And then you guys proceed to go, oh, we're not going to score the next 2 games. Dude, Fernando was like, whoever wins that series is winning the World Series. That could have been you, San Diego. That could have been you. Instead, you're as good as the Angels. Good as the Angels. Hendricks, 3 runs, 5 hits, 6 innings pitched. Detmers actually put up a 0, although it was very close to not being a 0. Fermin had trouble. Burke allowed a run on the air. Frustrating, dude. I know I talked a lot, and we're going to get into all the comments as we roll along here. But this was a tough loss, and the losing slide is this one. You know, real quick, I gotta say thank you for the comments over there on TikTok. I'm reading them as I'm going along. So I see Chris, I see Christian, Sandy, all of you guys are commenting over there. So don't think I'm not reading them right now. Also, Gabriel even trolling with the Padres and everybody else. And Ryan, whatnot, Caesar. I just was those comments I could see right here on the left side, and I had to switch things up on my right side to catch up with everyone else's comments who are coming in fast and furious more on X and YouTube on my side. So that's how that's going. Let's get into the awards real quick, and then we're going to get into your comments as we lost tonight. Let's give it to let's see who gets the Marsha Award for strongest biceps.
I need your seed.
Who's got the biggest biceps? Marsha. Who's got shoulders like a man? Marsha. Who's got a rapist wrist? Marsha. Who's got a thing for young surfers? Marsha. Who put the drill to grill? Marsha. Who could slam a shack? Marsha.
Congratulations, pal.
That is the most womanly voice for a woman I've ever heard. I don't know if that always gets me. It's sad when the first inning decided the game, and that's what happened. Xander Bogaerts with that 3-run homer in the first inning. That was lights out. Lights out. And again, we're not facing an ace, for the Padres. This is the weakest pitcher we faced in a 3-game series, and we made him look like their ace. We did better against Dylan Cease, and we did better against King. But credit to Vasquez. He knocked us out tonight, but the knockout punch came early, and that was Xander Bogaerts. Now let's get into the worst player on the team. It's Nacho Knight.
Nacho Knight. Oh, yeah. Nacho Knight. Pile it up. Load it high. Extra shame. Hold the pride. Grab a fork. Take a dive. Dignity's gone, but the cheese survived. Molded cheese, stale chips. What a sight. All your dreams gone tonight. Had a bad night, lost the fight. No more crunch, just take a bite. It's the Nacho Knight Award.
Real quick on TikTok, Chris says, what do you think about Gubicza as a bullpen pitcher? Look, he was good with the Kansas City Royals. Me said he was not a great pitcher. He was not a great pitcher with the Angels, but I think it's a different generation. And I don't know if he would equate to it. He's too damn nice. Gooby is who he is. You think that some of these guys that are on the radio, some of these guys that are on TV, I've met him several times. We've talked to him. He used to call into the show, believe it or not, for all you newbies. Gubicza used to call into the show. But, things, I won't even get into what happened after. But look, all I'm saying is Gooby's way too nice. The person he is on TV is the person he is in real life, and even more nice. So again, I love Gooby as a person. He's a great guy. I just think he doesn't have the moxie to be that kind of manager to even say, hey, here's a pink slip back to the minors. I think he would cry. He's literally too nice of a guy. I love the guy, has great knowledge of baseball, but he is not the dude that's going to kick anybody's ass and get them going. He'll have positive things to say, but he won't have anything. He'll be like, hey, that was a good start tonight. Although you gave up 7 runs in the first inning and did not get an out, I think you had it. Things to work on, maybe smiling a little bit more. I mean, that's about it, dude. I don't know. Gooba's awesome. He's awesome. Let's see. So that's the Nacho Night. I didn't even give out the award. For worst player on the team, I guess you would have to give it to the entire lineup for the Angels. Again, you look through it real quick. Neto 0 for 4. Shonowell 0 for 3 in a walk. 0 for 4 for Moncada. 1 for 4 for Soler. 1 for 4 for Taylor Ward. 0 for 3 for d'Arnaud. 1 for 2 for Adele. 1 for 3 for Lugo. And 0 for 3 for Tim Anderson. The only positive that you can pull out of this game for the Angels offense is they didn't strike out 10 times or more. And they still lost. They only worked 2 walks. So yeah, pathetic performance by the hitting tonight. So that's who I'm going to give it to for tonight. And all the see, Aiden says, will Trout be back for the Dodgers? No, he will not be for the series right there. We do need coaches all that up and down the lineup. Gabriel says, I'll give you this. Soriano was lights out for you guys. He was very good. He was very good. Should have got the win, but that's another starting pitcher that we let down. The Halo Honks were like this when Ward hit the home run. And as far as the super stickers tonight, they both go to Boober Bear's mommy. She continues to be racking up the bills. She's just like, and I really appreciate that. It's hopefully you can be out there Friday. And by the way, since we're on right now, Friday, we have the tailgate at Brewheim, the brewery there in Anaheim. We're going to have a good time right there doing the watch party on Friday. So it's if you want to come down, ask questions or hang out or get on air when we're live, we're going to be in a big studio and watching the game on a huge ass TV, probably 100-inch TV. And then we're going to have all our, we're going to be broadcasting live on here. So if you can't make it down there, you could be on here watching us watch the game. And then we also are going to be televising the game there live also, but we're going to be commentating on it. We'll have the mics. It's going to look kind of professional. And we're going to be calling the Angel Dodger game, the first game of the Freeway Series with you. You'll have drink discounts if you come down and join us, as well as food discounts. And we'll be giving away a few things if you guys and gals come down. It's family friendly. So it'll start at about 6:30, I want to say, over there on at Brewheim Brewery. Just look up the address. Everybody can Google it. And I'll have it on our social medias too. So check us out Friday. It would have been nice to go into that series winning 2 out of 3 or possibly sweeping, but we have a down day. It really sucks. Christian says Torrey Hunter for manager, but I still think you need someone with experience, but we'll see. I've been proven wrong before. So let me get into these comments over here on this side of the screen. And Mateo likes to start it off with everybody's favorite. No matter what, win or lose, baby, you toast a botanical spritz with Arturo Moreno.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
Luke Johnson says, you smell that? That's 100 losses. Here we come. Dan Rio says, me love you long time.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny. and me love you long time.
Sega Boy says, damn, bro, we need Klaus and Artie, Marsha, and Big 20 to call in. Also, Nacho Night Award goes to at, what is it, BTH? I'm not even, who's BTH right now? I'm probably missing that one. I probably know who that is. Dan Real says, Wash is now blaming upper management. Love it. Fire Washington. There you go. The Angels suck says, fragile 100%. Their defense, their pitching, their offense, their hearts, all fragile. Yes, Sega Boy says Barry Enright stopping Wash from taking out Fermin. Ain't he the skipper? Exactly. Mateo also says it's been a rough night for me. I'm sick and with food poisoning. Yeah, and your Warriors were eliminated, man. That sucks, dude. And hopefully you feel better, Mateo. Shout out to you, brother. Tyler says only 7 strikeouts. Wow, winning. It should be winning because usually they do better when they only strike out that much. But no, it's another loss. So now I got to look for that damn soundbite because you put wow win there.
Wow, winning.
There you go. The great Charlie Sheen. Sega says, looking forward to the draft. I say Seth Hernandez is our guy. Plan B is Doyle. It's looking more and more like you're going to have Hernandez here. Mario says, Gooby says, hey, Ward is the first Angel with 10 home runs. Hey! Also, J-Dog says, FanDuel is still talking about the Grand Slam for Monday. I told you guys that will be played in September. Aiden says, Dad, how good were the 8-3 Angels? 9-5, buddy. 9-5. They were pretty good. I remember way back in the day. Sega Boy says, we need more coaches with strong critical thinking and analytical thinking minds. What the fuck is up with dipshit Enrong stopping Wash from taking out Fermin? Yep, I know. C says, I don't really understand why O'Hoppe isn't DHing while Travis starts behind the plate. I don't understand it either. That's just another problem we have with this organization. Lineups continue to be a problem since the Madden days. They got worse with Nevin, and now you got it right here. Christian says, Artie has ruined my life. That sucks. J-Doc says, we lose again, but hey, Taylor Ward's Grand Slam from 2 nights ago. Also, FanDuel has got me an addiction, and Rabbit, I'm fucking broke. I'm just FanDuel on my iPad making bets and losing money. He's like, uh-oh, home run for the Padres. Yeah, don't bet so much, man. Gamble responsibly. Daniel says, happy Wednesday. How can it be? Kylo says, Angels refused to clarify what Joyce's injury is. Quite suspect. Didn't somebody on this network say that he was going to need a Tommy John? And that's what they're not saying it is. And I guarantee you it's a Tommy John. And they're saying, it's a shoulder. No, it's not. Ben Joyce out for the season. We can't have nice things, J-Dog. One word to describe this team is redonkulous. They have a talented IR. I love that. Aiden says all we need back is Rendon. Dan says at least Joyce surgery wasn't a TJ. I'm telling you, it's a lesser form of an actual TJ. That's why he's going to be back next year. Angels are cursed, just 100% cursed. Boo Boo Bear's mommy. Only 5 games back of the wild card. They need to dig deep and stop playing like pussies. It's too early for that too, man. This team is Jets baseball. Eric Ward says it's only May and I've already had apathy stage yet again. I don't know what will get this team to play better or of any type of change that would even work. Essentially, they're fundamentally broken. They sure are. Sega Boy says, Todd, you say it best. These guys aren't mentally strong and it shows. Boo Bear's mommy says, I love the black duds. Yeah, I'm going with what you were talking about last night, Boo Bear's mommy. She's like, I'm going black until this team gets better. Well, I mean, once you go black, you never go back. So hopefully that's not the case for the Angels. They go black for a while and they can get better. Let's see. Hey, Mario, I'm not all of us can win multiple Super Bowls like the great Chicago Bears. Also, Sega Boy says, what I don't like about baseball is when players get on base and start lollygagging with other teams' players. Fucking pussies. I can't stand that either. Same thing that's wrong in the NBA. I hate the handshakes. I love the whole cold shoulder. I love the walking off the field, off the basketball courts, really hating the opponent. I don't like the whole buddy buddy thing, but hey, that's our game now. Halos are keeping the coochie dry. Also, Eric Ward says, but I will say this: Ron has to go. He has no fire in whatsoever. And whatever he's preaching is falling on deaf ears. They can't even play good defense, which is supposed to be his specialty. Fail. The fact that his word is not getting to is falling on deaf ears with the kind of size of ears that Ward has, that's saying something. Boo Bear's mommy says it's so bad I can't help but throw a tantrum. Randy also says, remember when I tried to warn y'all in the winter, but I was just being negative, right? Yeah, I know. Tyler says, seeing Ron in the dugout, he looks like he knows he's cooked. Mario also says, Angels were lucky to win one game in this series. Q Lombardi.
What the hell's going on out here?
Also, Tyler says, we are extremely lucky not to get swept. Sega Boy says, sad thing, they are letting Washington's legacy die like this. Yep, and he had a pretty good one. I just wish they loved to hit the ball, Randy says. And it's so simple to his comment, but yeah, I'm sick of these fake Angel fans, also, Sega Boy says. Also, Randy, I remember when I said that I didn't want to get excited about winning until we were at least past 20 games. Yeah, Boo Bear's mommy called that too. She was really adamant about, I got to see more from these guys. I got to see more, and hopefully these guys can start getting better at certain things, work on things. And she's like, I'm not going to honk my honk until this team gets a little bit better. And she was right. I mean, they are really not, they haven't hit on anything right now. They've been pretty bad. So let's see. Oh, I see a message on there. I'm not going to read right there. It always happens when we do go off the first week, then fall off. It does. Sega Boy says, what happened I'd run into a wall for this coach? Well, apparently they ran into a wall and they didn't like the result. Randy also says, when Artie said no dice on the sell, I knew he was going to fuck us. Ask Todd. We talked about it. I said he's going to be petty as hell, especially losing Ohtani money. We had a round table and Randy was a part of that. A lot of us were a part of that. And we pretty much vented. It was an entire show of just us venting. And we did say that. And Randy was, I think, one of the first guys to point it out. And once he pointed it out, I think everyone was like, yeah, dude, like we can see him turning on the fans, like just really reaming us. And because he thinks that he didn't ruin his legacy. He thinks the fans ruined it. That's how much of an ego that jackass has, Artie Moreno. Randy also says, I've been calling fake fans out for the last 30 years. You're going to have to do better than that to insult me. Oh, jeez, here we go. Let's not go back and forth here. Mario says, the season starts tonight.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Here you guys are talking about football. Boo Bear. Yeah, well, we're going to have the Unfiltered Sports cast getting going soon. And that's actually, I'm more excited for that, the way the Angels are playing right now. Don't get me wrong, I love this team. This is my first love. But God damn it, they are making it very, very hard for me to keep that love going, if you know what I mean. Sega Boy says, there are plenty of other shows out there that will say what you want to hear. Todd is going to keep it real for sure. Tyler says, fake fans, true fans, Halos are still letting every freaking fan down. Facts indeed right there. Mario also says, is Joe Biden running this team? Q Lombardi.
What the hell's going on out here?
Lombardi apparently is very, very opinionated. JM says Tim Anderson is starting to play games in mid-May. Also, Sega Boy, a decade of good Angels baseball. What are you smoking? Eric Ward also says, Todd, what do you think about the so-called brass that does when they are officially 11 games under 500 after the Dodgers series? Nothing. I think we have to see more and more losing before this team finally just sucks it up and says, okay, we're going to have to make a change. Also, Randy says, I said a decade of good Angels baseballs, boo-boo. I'm referring to 2002 to 2010. Yeah, it was pretty good damn baseball. JM says this series was such a tease because it always felt like we could get back into it, but the Padres didn't make numerous infield errors and were able to move runners over in critical situations. Absolutely. Eric Ward also says, Artie inherited one hell of an organization and completely fucked it up. Firewash, sell the team. Also, I love those right there. JM also says our starters have given us a chance all year. It feels they have. Randy also says, bro, let's. I'm not going to read that one. They're going back and forth. Frost Blaze says if we could just score league average and not commit 2 damn errors every game, we would win 55 to 60% of our games. The starting pitching has given us every chance in almost every game. And I agree with that. If you start scoring at least 3 to 4 runs per game, they're about a 500 team, and I'm good with that. Slightly above even. Sega Boy says we are letting the players in the farm down to die, and the girls in the blue just called up their top catcher into DFA Barnes. Also, Boo Bear's mommy, I'm not coming after Todd. I agree with most things here. He says. Eric Ward says, I'm at the point I can't even be pissed at these clowns anymore. It's the same shit, different years. Stupid player after stupid player, idiot manager after idiot manager, buttercupped. Oof. Also, we can't be all doing that, Todd. We must reinvent the game. Duh. Exactly. Mario says, off day tomorrow, Todd. Something tells me nothing will change. Q Lombardi.
What the hell's going on out here?
Man, Lombardi's very, very, very opinionated. Tyler says, I think it's time to swing away, referring to that commercial. I was going to say buttercup and Q Bally's. Did you guys and gals see any of the pregame show, by the way? Because I never usually watch it, but it was on in the background while I was making, what is it called? Well, Christian's calling for Q Buttercup. I'll just play a quick snippet of that. But the most entertaining thing of the game offensively was Zach Neto sneaking up a bit behind Eric Weston. That was and on live TV. That was pretty funny.
Why do you build me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down, mess me around and
Yeah, we weren't even buttercup tonight, dude. It was just bad overall baseball. Thomas says this is a bittersweet game for me tonight. I feel you, man. Yeah, I get it. We got to be positive, but bring the bullshit to the light. And also, Sega Boy, I'm glad to hear that. We're all frustrated. Let's face it, Tyler says. We're all myopic. Shut the hell up. Also, Randy says, I'm almost certain the Angels will never be as relevant as they were from 02 to 010. You want to say you're right, Randy, but the Halo honk in me just, it has to believe. I'm the little kid just going like this. Not even the main kid from that movie. I'm trying to feel it, man. Also, don't let the Angels or baseball ruin your mental health. This world is still beautiful. Love, Heedy community. I love you too, Sega Boy. Definition of insanity. We've heard this one before, but hey, it's worth repeating. Keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting the same results. Q Lombardi. And that's exactly what the Angels do every goddamn game. They cannot change anything up. Don't be sorry for the rants. That's why we're here. I appreciate it. Appreciate that as well, Boo Bear's mommy. Randy says, that's why I stopped watching the last few years, Sega. This team isn't worth my time, especially after 30 years where 20 of them have been crap. And that's true. For the long fans that have been in baseball like Randy, myself, it's very hard to keep it going. Because, you want a silver lining. And at least in years past, I think even Randy can agree with me on this one. There's been silver linings to make you feel good about yourself or feel good about the team's future. Where have we had that since 2019? There is really no silver lining. After every one of these losing seasons, it seems like it's just jumping into a worse situation. Trash Halo says just another hashtag Halos are trash game. Hashtag Fire Washington. Randy says Artie has killed my love of baseball. Sega Boy says I understand, Randy. The OG fans aren't used to the 2002 to 2011. They were the days. Trash Halo says with a crying emoji, this season is over. Eric says I think going to Torrey might be the change things, but I don't see it happening. Manassian's fat ass is on the line, and I think he's still clinging to Ron to turn this thing around. Speaking of fat, I think we heard someone say fat, so we have to play this.
This fat son of a bitch is going to drown us all out.
Just calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat.
Tamir 20 says, I knew as soon as Fermin had runners on base, I knew that was a dagger. It's bad when you can predict it too. Randy says, I can deal with some down years, but it's like they're not even trying to be better. Also, Botch says, honestly, in the Halos in the infield I love this podcast. Every Halos coverage should be as honest and passionate about this team. I appreciate that. We put a lot of time and effort into this page. All of us do. If you listen or watch Dominique's shows, he goes really deep in depth in all the minor league systems, even in high school baseball and draft picks. You'll see that as we come up on our draft day special show. We're going to have all kinds of people coming in we're going to have Talking Halos guys are going to come in and join us. We're going to have Taylor Blake Ward coming in, all Angel guys that are behind the scenes in the media. They're going to be joining our show, giving us the best updates on the future of the Angels. And I mean, look, say what you want to say about the organization. We still get pumped up about it. We still give you our 100%. The team on the field may not do it, but we do it here, and we're damn proud of it. And if we only get 100 views, we get 100 views. If we get 1,000 views, hey, that's great. But it's who's watching. If we're only getting it out there to a few people, hey, I'm good with that. That's a few people more than most people have. And we're fans. We don't get paid to do this. We just have a great time doing it. We're all passionate. So it's not only Dom's show, it's Vince with his great details. It's Fernando. It's James with his Around the League show. It's Rob when he contributes. It's Randy behind the scenes. So we've all put in 100% effort to get this thing going and to have the best shows when we can get them out there, because all of us have full-time jobs. All of us have lives that can pull us away. And we're still right here, just like you are, watching on FanDuel, writing about them. Shoot, we have freaking Silent E writing from Japan for our Substacks, which I encourage you to check out his latest article. If you're not a subscriber, please go to Substack and check out his articles. They're freaking badass. He puts a lot of effort into them. He writes better stuff than the OC Register, and I'm not just tooting his horn because I can. But we have that kind of talent on this roster of Halos in the infield. If it ever blows up, hey, it blows up. If it stays the same, it stays the same. But the fact is we have a community of like-minded fans who just want to see the best for this team, who just want to see winning baseball, who just want to be able to high-five their neighbor in the stands and talk shit to Dodger fans and be competitive again. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I keep doing it, maybe this team will turn it around. And there's nothing wrong with Randy's opinion saying he's jaded until he sees something different. He's deserved that. He's a longtime fan. Sega Boy the same. Boo Boo Bear's mama. This team has to prove its love for us. We don't have to prove our love for it. That's been already established. We pay our hard-earned money. We give our hard-earned time that they don't deserve, but we're giving it anyway. It's time for them to give us shit back, and good shit. I want to be entertained. I don't want Artie going, are you not entertained? With his lisp. Because no, we're not entertained. We want to see good baseball. And honestly, I'm just hoping it gets there at some point. Also, Sega Boy says, all Artie cares about is fleecing these fans in the Orange County community. Hayes says, Todd fuck is up the fuck is up with Adele's defense this year. Bro looks like he's off the perk in the outfield. Yeah, he's definitely not going to get that gold glove this year. Eric says, I think it's the culture, Randy. Does anyone look like they give a shit in the dugout? I don't see it. I agree. Heedy is the opposite of AM 830. We are the Antichrist to AM 830. Just ask Roger Lodge. He hates us. I have tried to interview that guy. I've walked up to him at games. Boy, Trent Rush gave me the dirtiest look at that watch party for the home opener or the road opener, the opening day game. Boy, he and then I saw him in the stands as the clown, and man, oh man, he wanted nothing to do with me. Botch says, yeah, Padres crumbled last year's season. Sega Boy says, Todd is a real one. That's why we all have his back and his voice for the voiceless. I love you, Sega. I love it. This video cracks me up so bad. Eric Ward says, I don't understand how Trout can sit there and look completely lifeless when his team fails. That is so damn frustrating, bro. So frustrating. Because that dude could light a fire if he really tried to. And doesn't. Remember when we used to get frustrated with Tim Regan's? Laugh out loud. Now it's time to build that dude a statue. I swear to God, we thought that was the end. We thought Tony Regan's, I think it was, the organization fell off under his leadership. No, he actually had it still going decent. He didn't have it Stoneman-like, but he had it decent. I'd give anything to have that guy back right now. Let's see. Mario says, if I was the Angels' first round draft pick, I'd pull an Eli Manning or something. Why does anyone want to come to play for this organization? And again, it looks like Gonzalez or whoever's first round pick, their what's it called? Their agent is Lombardi. Lombardi's like, wait, you drafted my player number one?
What the hell's going on out here?
The Archangel says, I need balls, and more balls with baby oil. Sounds like a Diddy party.
For you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Baby oil. Randy Yost says, I'd rather go play for the Pirates. I almost did. Botch says, Artie Moreno is a bad gremlin leader who causes chaos and destruction. Sega Boy says, just imagine whoever goes to the Rockies, I'd be lifeless. Imagine if we were Rockies fans. Also, at least they'd be able to develop me and trade me to a contender. Congratulations, pal always gets me right there. Also, yeah, this team, go D-backs. Fuck this team, Joe says. Also, we need more people like Lyman Bostock realized he was playing bad and half his salary to charities. What an Angels legend. Rest in peace. Absolutely. Yeah, we are dead on those bangers Randy does for us. That's for sure. Soler should be bathing in nachos at this point. I agree. Frost says, I was at the game last night and just seeing that what the Padres have done to that organization around the crowd, Petco Park during a weeknight reminded me of the 2002 to 2014 days. Dude, tickets were hard to get during those days, weren't they? Also, Botch says, how many more home runs will Ohtani have versus our team? I strongly dislike Ohtani, but he's also a player. Hate to even say this. He's a ball player. I hate to even say that. Yeah, I know, but he's wearing that blue, so it makes it easy for me to hate him. Also, Gooby needs to go too. He's just an enabler of a shit show. Also, Halos are on pace to finish with the lowest on-base percentage since 1912, the fucking dead ball era. Historically bad Angels lineup. Yes, we can. My thoughts on the Angels front office as they make bad moves, realize that they are too prideful and embarrassed to admit it, and shit moves like Darno, Soler, Hendricks, and Anderson. Can't agree more. We'll probably get swept by the Dodgers. I agree. Joe also says we're going to we're going to be so cooked by the Dodgers. Here's the thing, too. I'm hoping you guys can show up on Friday and we can watch them pull an upset. But most likely we all know what's going to happen. But at least we'll be able to talk and commiserate together at Bruheim. So don't forget about that watch party if you can. Sega Boy says, I do think we're going to get swept this weekend. It will be a demonstration of bad pitching with the probable pitchers. And we're facing Kershaw, who's probably going to throw a one-hitter against us. Watch. And Mario says, don't worry about it. We just have to try to keep our composure. If we keep our composure, I think we'll be fine. I kind of disagree, but maybe we can keep our composure and this game could be a little close.
Come on, all right, everybody. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We've made a great effort so far. Let's just keep it up.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure! We've gotten too far! There's too much to lose! We've got to just keep our composure!
Yes, we got to keep our composure. Damn, there's a lot of comments still to go. I'm way behind. Albardo says, oh no, we suck again. Probably said it like an hour ago is the rate we're going right here. That's what happens when you go on to too long of a freaking rant like I did.
Oh, no! We suck again!
Damn right. Also, Eric Ward says, if Manassian has a purse strings tightened by Artie, his offseason moves have sucked balls. All he does is call Atlanta and gets players off of the off waiver wire. Kershaw pitching will look like Cy Young. Botch says, I would love to have traded Ohtani years ago for players. I was voicing that, and I knew he was going to go to LA eventually. Randy Saz said the 80s remix of that song is the best. Don't worry. Kershey is going to look like a Cy Young in that game. I agree. Sorry if I'm skipping some. I'm trying to catch up here. I agree this offseason moves have been so bad. We've been cucked all offseason with all these moves, and then it stopped. They stopped gaslighting us, which they do to get us to honk our honks. Courtney says, I've always heard that Wash is a player's coach. I'm starting to realize that just means he's soft as fuck. Good take. What did I miss? Did we win? No, we did not. James Cano also says there's a certain soundbite that sums up Artie doing to this team. Laugh aloud. Play that one if you know what it is. And I do know which one that is. It's a new one. It's this one. Artie is ruining it, man. He's ruining it.
My lips, you're ruining it. Ruining.
He's ruining it. There you go. Mario says, I can't believe I paid for a subscription to watch this trash. Is this how it feels, Randy? Boo Bear's mommy says, I have to work, so I don't think she can make it. Sticko Hoppy and left. He needs to be out there. Also, we got good catchers playing well in the minors. Thomas says, what gets me mad is that Washington should be making the moves, not the pitching coach. Exactly. It's sad how they are keeping all this info about us, gaslighting us, and we miss communicating. It feels so bad right now. He prays for the Angels in an exorcism. The Angels suck. Also says Ron being stopped by the pitching coach while the hitting coach is on the bullpen phone was pretty hilarious. Yep, I think they've lost everything right there. Hit the like button, Randy says. I agree. Yep, we ruined his legacy by giving him $3 million per year. F him. Saucy checks in with fucking team can't get anybody on base. Bullpen can't get anybody out, and the defense is sucking big time. Mass exorcism with a huge Bible from the Amtrak station right there, Sega Boy says. Why is it that the Padres and others can go shopping for Dollar General guys and it works out? Then the Angels do it and it's all garbage. You know why? There's one simple thing to that. The reason is they don't look what's in that Dollar General bin. You know what I mean? Like the old Walmart bin or whatever. They just go in there and grab the first thing that looks shiny. They don't look at what it could do for the team. How is it going to help the team? Does it fit the team? Teams like the Padres and others are like, oh, we need a off-speed reliever. Here's a guy right here, or here's another guy. They have options. They don't just sit on one because he's cheap. The very same Angels fans that won the ESPN Top Fan Experience years ago, we did that, Artie, not your bitch ass. Exactly. Hayes says the Dodgers sweep the Angels and will take the overall record from the Angels 75-76, which is terrible because at one point the Angels had a 20-game lead. We do need to sweep the Dodgers, but don't hold your breath on that one. People still watch the Angels pre and post. Apparently so, but I had it on as background noise as I was making dinner. Mario says maybe we should go to the minor league games and watch some good players before they get to the big A and they all get ruined by the staff up here. And again, Lombardi says,
What the hell's going on out here?
I think that's a record for him tonight. He's been very, very busy tonight. Also, you got a better chance of getting Todd in a thong than getting Randy positive about this team. Also, Lombardi busy tonight. And once again,
what the hell's going on out here?
Boo Boo says, I think I said it a few years ago about Artie wanting to move the team. I don't think he's close to that. But right now, Trent is on the AM 830 van around the stadium near the train station, cracked out of his mind and taking on air or in his mind taking on air calls. I don't know why I slaughtered that one. He didn't even do a freaking post game. Angel Suck says it's not baseball, it's Angels baseball. Also, 2 girls in a cup has more substance than this team. Joe says I want to know what Terry thinks, and I'll put the bat signal out there to see if he does here in a second. Right now he wants let's see, hold on. James says once the Angels sell, you'll see Gooby be like, hey, it was all bullshit, I promise. Also, I'm the Wizard of Heedy. Pay attention to the man behind the curtain with the big voice. Boo Bear says, would you still be a fan if Artie moves the team? No. If he moves the team to Los Angeles, yes. If he keeps them in California somewhere within driving distance, yes. But anywhere else, he moves them out of state, I'm done with baseball, period. I quit. I quit on basketball when my Sonics left. So I'll do the same thing with baseball. Christian says it's okay. Roger Lodge still says it's early. He says something like that.
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Well, tomorrow or Friday or whenever it is. Let's see. Also, let me get back down here to the comments because I got messed up here. I'm going to move on and be a Cardinals fan. Hayes says the Heedy Post podcast is like therapy for me, Todd Fox. It keeps me sane throughout the season and just day-to-day life. Thank you for everything that makes this happen. I appreciate that, Hayes. Just keep swinging away. Joe says New Mexico Angels. Let's see. Also, the Angels suck says inside sales team at the Angels is still coming at calling, trying to sell season tickets. Can we fuck with them live on the air? If we have a day game, I say we should. You got to remind me for that. So we possibly can do that. Sega Boy says, I kind of wish we were able to buy land from Anaheim. Laugh my ass off. It would been crazy to see all the development around the stadium. And I'm tired of just the view of the 57 and the rocks in the pond. Would be nice. Would have been nice, but he screwed that up. He didn't do what the Samuelis did, which is pay out of pocket. Stadium needs development around the stadium. It's a big green toilet sitting in an empty parking lot. And not only that, there's never been these good restaurants that actually hit. Like you have Denny's that's been there forever, McDonald's. You'll have Dave's Hot Chicken, but you have all these restaurant concepts that come in there and they never stick. There's never a club. They never embrace the Angels. That's the problem. You don't have an Angels diner. There's nothing right there. There's nothing cool that you would see in San Diego. Tamir 20 says Angels winning one against the Dodgers would be lucky. I agree. Dan Rios is starting to get out his Rams gear. Can't wait to watch the watch party. Not excited to watch the Angels, though. Tyler says. Also, Randy says, yep, that's usually how I can hear when I hear players coach. I'm like, oh, he's going to get walked all over. Same thing about Ron Sala. He said, why pay to watch it? Get a Fire Stick. I watch the games for free. Don't give these people a goddamn dime. Also, Angels don't shop at Dollar General. They shop at yard sales for shit that won't even work anymore. That costs a fourth of what it should be. eBay says, so when's Mr. Beast buying this dumpster fire and giving it to the last person to leave in the circle? Yeah, that was the dumbest rumor I've ever seen. Tyler says the boys are going to be tired from the drive up the freeway tomorrow. I'd be down for Beast to buy the team shit. I'd be happy if Artie sold to Carrot Top. Oh my gosh, Carrot Top. That would be crazy. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. So with that being said, I am officially caught up on the comments. So there you go. I put the links out there. If anyone wants to jump on, it's as good as a phone call. It's as free as a phone call. You could check in with me. We could talk for a minute, or we can have a surprise guest. It's usually Marsha. It's usually, Artie. We have, a plethora of people that like to call in. Terry Smith, even he did some stand up the other night. So again, real quick, as I wait for people to catch up on that real quick, the StreamYard link, the Angels lost 5-1. If you don't know, lost the series, 1 run, 4 hits. I gave a pretty lengthy rant earlier. Vasquez gets the win. He's 3-3. Ken Hendricks gives a quality start, but in a loss. He only had 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 3 earned runs, which was all in the first, 5 hits total allowed, and 6 innings pitched. He gave you plenty of opportunities to score at least 2 runs to tie the game. The Angels gave you 8 frames of nada. So the Angels took a tough loss there tonight. As far as the rest of the scoreboard, I guess I can go over that real quick, depending on what happens here, the full scoreboard. And we had in game 1 of a doubleheader, the Twins beat the Orioles. Interesting. The Angels had lost 2 out of 3 to the freaking won 2 out of 3 against our Angels, and now they got swept by the Twins because they would go on to lose the second game too. The Twins made 4 errors and still won. That was their 9th win in a row. Cardinals lost to the Phillies 2-1. You had the Brewers over the shitfucks 9-5. You had the Diamondbacks over the Giants 8-7. You had the Twins in game 2 win 8-6. So that means the Twins have won 10 straight. So if the Twins can do it, I mean, could the Angels hypothetically, but realistically not? Yankees beat the Mariners 3-2. Cardinals double up the Phillies 14-7. You had the Tigers come back again. Second night in a row, they walk off the Red Sox to fall. The Red Sox fall a game under 500, while the Tigers are 14 games over 500. The Blue Jays get to 500 as they beat the Rays 3-1. You had the Pirates shutting out the Mets 4-0. You had the Cubs or the White Sox winning their 14th of the year, second straight, 4-2 over the Reds. You had the Nationals over the Braves 5-4. You had the Marlins over the Cubs 3-1. You had the Rangers over the Rockies 8-3. They are 7-36, being the Rockies. You had the Astros over the Royals 4-3. And you had the Dodgers beating the Athletics 9-3. So with that being said, we got a call here, and it's Randy. Randy, how you doing, my man?
Oh, I just came in to just have a little fun, see who was going to join.
Girl, I got nothing.
Dude, I haven't watched a fucking game in 2 years. I got shit.
Hey, that's not true though, Randy.
You caught me lying.
No, yes, I did. 'Cause I know you watch, like, let's see if I'm right on this one.
Uh-oh.
During a month of Angels baseball, you probably take in about 7 innings or more of about 6 to 7 games a month.
Less.
But I'm close though, right?
Half that.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. But I do know you keep up with the scores, right?
I do. Yeah. I'm always Siri, what's the score?
Yeah, and you kind of get the lowdown, because I do know, I mean, if you didn't, you wouldn't have all this stuff. Like, behind the scenes, guys and gals, he'll like freaking throw something together real quick, because I'm thinking he's already checked out. But then all of a sudden, like, he's got like the perfect post. So it's like, oh, I know you're still watching, but from afar. So
can't throw 30 years away that easy, I guess.
Oh, I know, but Artie's trying to push your buttons, right?
Well, it's like I told Boo Boo's Bear Mama, yeah, move this fucking team out of California, and I'm a Cardinals fan. Even though that's not a California team, my great grandma was a big diehard Cardinals fan. So if he wants to move him, I'm gonna go where some real winning is. St. Louis baseball central.
You know, and I think you're right on that one. I don't think I could walk away from baseball. Here would be my exit plans. Your exit plan would be the Cardinals, real baseball, heart of the country. I get it. I would go Padres because they're closer and I could still get to them.
There you go.
And I would go all in, but then I would turn around and I'd say, you know what? As soon as those players leave that franchise in wherever they go, you know, the players that I grew up watching or the last group that was together here in Anaheim, I'm completely done with that. I'd already put them up there with the Dodgers as far as hated team. But when those players like Neto would move on, Shonowell, or they retire or whatever, then there's no rooting interest at all. Like that team is just completely dead.
I'm not going to lie. Part of me is like, move the team. Move the team.
You're all, I want to go to the Cardinals already.
Come on. I can't just willingly go while they're still here, man. But I tell you, that's a rich tradition in St. Louis.
Oh, it is. It is. Absolutely.
And they would accept me. I know they would.
No, they take on anybody at this point.
Yeah.
And they're actually going through some ownership problems themselves. So you might want to wait till they get a new owner first.
I don't know. I trust it to get a lot better a lot quicker than the Angel situation.
That is true. Real quick, Eric is asking, ask Randy who turns it around first, Angels or Jets?
No.
He's all C.
Nah, probably the Jets. We're a lot closer. Jets are really, really, really talented. It's just we don't have a fucking quarterback. We do. There are some holes now. You know, we really didn't do anything with the team we had the last couple of years, but the Jets are like fucking leaps and bounds closer to getting to a championship or even to the playoffs. We'll start there, to the fucking playoffs, than the Angels ever will be.
True. And it's a lot easier to turn around in football.
Facts.
Yeah. Courtney says, I can't be a baseball fan if the Angels moved, but I definitely wouldn't follow them. I would be a Diamondbacks fan.
Ooh, love that move. Love the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, she said she goes to Diamondbacks games and Padre games more often than the Angels.
Fuck, I don't blame her.
Yeah, I don't either, man.
That's where the winning's at, baby. Come on.
And
dude, remember she used to travel to Oakland because they win there too.
That's right. Yeah, she was up there like, hey guys, I sat in a seat next to a seat that was broken, or they had no food in the stadium and we had to eat out of the taco trucks. That was hilarious.
And they won and we still had a great time.
Yeah. Oh, good times. I do miss Oakland.
Oh man.
And by the way, Eric Ward says, nice answer, Randy. I totally agree.
Yes, sir.
And Fletch Facts checks in with a awesome David
Fletcher.
See, that's a part of the community. We can go back years and talk about fans, and we get to know them because of all the comments.
Yeah, good old Fletch Facts, man.
Exactly, dude. And we've known these people either whether it's on IG, whether it's on all their stuff that we've done, and it's just it's been great. It's just I want to see winning again. And because this community would go absolutely balls deep, bro.
Dude, I bet you. See, Mateo got into this thing when he was about what 18 years old when we first started this thing.
Yeah,
17, 18 years old. So he's what 22 by now.
Yeah, he's.
I know he's out of high school. He's coaching and all that. So, brother, I hate to say it, Mateo, you might be 30 plus before you see a playoff entrance again, brother.
well, think about this. Remember when we started? You had Big 20 was a freshman.
Jesus Christ. What is he now? Out of high school?
This is the last week or two of high school.
Fuck, dude. That's a lot of losing.
That's a lot of dude. Again, we remember.
Then you count all his strikeouts over the years.
Yeah, dude. We were saying, who's gonna score first as far as like make the playoffs, the Angels or him actually scoring, and lo and behold, the dude scored.
Big 20 fucking won.
I had my money
4
on
years, but hey, a win's a win, right?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's quicker than the Angels.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
The Angels can't even get past the Tinder swipe.
Hey, we got us another friend in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Stir Boogie,
aka the Angels suck from Twitter. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, Todd. How are you doing, Randy?
What's up, Stir? How you doing, baby?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Todd? How are you doing after this game today?
I think my rant pretty much sums it up, dude. I'm glad we don't have a game tomorrow.
Dude, I think Randy comparing us to the Jets and then going with the Jets before us is pretty fucking summing it up, dude. This is sad. That really fucked things up for me tonight. I was still, I still had my my honk in the hand, and I threw that shit in the back seat. I was like, damn, for real? I don't know if we're delusional. I don't know how much Randy's had to drink tonight. I guess he's just a Jets fan, but I guess that's how it feels.
No, you just got to look at it. I mean, with just the last couple of years alone, we were Super Bowl favorites, with just Aaron Rodgers coming into town.
Yeah.
And, like I said, guys have come and gone, over the last couple of years. We missed our mark, but a lot of the talent is still there. And if this coaching staff is worth their weight in salt, as they say they are,
this is what we sound like, I guess. I'm just kidding.
Try rooting for both those fucking teams for 30 years.
Oh, I know, dude. Check this out. Tyler says, when I was 8 in 2002, I got goosebumps seeing the Sea of Red and the Big A going crazy.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Now, if you would have told, dude, I would have tried my damnedest to get tickets to that World Series somehow. If you would have told me, hey, it's going to be a long fucking time. Because I swear to God, after that, I was like, oh, we'll be back eventually. Yeah. Especially in 05, I was like, oh, if we don't get there this year, next year for sure. No.
Now we got guys on the team that weren't even born yet in 2002.
I know. I think it sucked. The presentation was last year, the 25th anniversary. Yeah. And, half the players came out there. So it wasn't even the full roster. A lot of important guys weren't there that were there in 2002. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Artie didn't pay for any of their flights, because it wasn't his organization. I guarantee he would have rolled out the red carpet had it been under his watch. But he disrespected them. It was on a Wednesday, not a Friday or a Saturday. And they gave away long sleeve shirts commemorating it in the middle of summer.
Fucking
so it was pathetic, and I really felt like, man, 25th year anniversary. It's like
to not understand what that fucking team means to us Angel fans, especially us older guys, man. Like that's all I got to fucking hold on. I got this shit all over my fucking wall. Like all I do is hold on to 2002, dude, and to fucking disrespect that team. You can suck my fucking dick, Artie Moreno.
I still got that long sleeve still in the package, bro.
Yeah,
collector's item.
It's sad, bro. And then Christian says, I'm a Raiders and Angels fan. I don't know how I'm still alive.
Got 3 Super Bowls and a World Series propping you up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Raiders are going to come back. I promise you. They're turning the corner. I'm going to tell you right now. You heard it right here. Raiders are turning the corner. Not like the Chicago Bears.
I really don't even watch football. My sports fucking season is usually 3 to 4 months long because of the Angels, but it should be about 6 months long.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll have plenty of time to talk football because there's a lot of interesting stories. But as far as baseball, Randy, our boy right there on Angels Suck on Twitter was like sitting close to front row. He was texting me these pictures. Someone took a Ward when he hit the grand slam and his reaction before the pitch and after Ward was standing there, and he kind of knew it was gone. So it was pretty cool pictures, man.
Nice.
Check that shit out. Yeah, that Top 5 game for sure. Top 5 game for sure. 100% in my life. I don't see that shit getting knocked out of my top 5 for the rest of my life. Because we definitely didn't expect that. You were there, obviously, Todd.
Oh yeah,
And,
that game, Randy. I can agree with Stir Boogie right here because damn it, dude, that felt like a playoff game. That's why I went.
Yeah, it did.
That's
Oh
why.
yeah, just watching the highlights, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah,
I mean, there's been a couple of games that I've seen the highlights on. I'm like, fuck, I kind of wish I would have watched that live. Like the last couple of big time games, like both games that you were fucking at, Todd, would have been great games to have watched.
Exactly.
Fuck.
That's Soler one.
You need to go to more games, asshole.
Was it Soler that got the walk off to the left field against the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Was it?
I think so.
That's a shocker.
I think Adele got the walk off against the Giants. Hey!
Hey, check this out. Courtney says Artie Moreno giving out long sleeves for the anniversary is the same equivalent to school principals letting teachers wear jeans for Teacher Appreciation Week.
Trash. Trademark trash.
Man. Did you see
J-Dog says, J-Dog said all he had to do was throw a fastball down the middle instead of that slider the other night, and we would have lost the game.
He's not wrong.
Sorry, man. Go ahead.
It's like the opposite of Serrano.
72-mile-per-hour meatball. God. Yeah. Something I was gonna put out earlier, but it's already out there. It's like this organization gets ran like communist China, bro. They don't put out the facts. They have nothing but propaganda. It's really fucking sad to me about the Ben Joyce shit. Like you guys are saying, it could as well be Tommy John. They're just fucking saying it's shoulder surgery. Is there anything illegal about them saying it's shoulder surgery when he really had Tommy John?
No, because they did that with Trout last year. They kept prolonging it because Artie wanted the Bucks, and they did it with Shohei too.
Well, the Angels one of those teams. How many times have they gotten shit wrong, Tal? Where it's he's got a sore thumb only to be a fucking hangnail and be out for a fucking month.
Well, yeah. Listen, guys, I can tell you this, Randy, and this is probably breaking news for everybody because outside of me and Fernando, and I heard it first this time. Usually, Fernando has a guy on the inside that will relay information to us first, and so I knew about Ben Joyce's surgery yesterday. They leaked it to me and said, "Hey, you can't say anything though. You can't say anything."
That's why you're being vague.
Yeah, I'm being very vague about it.
I saw
that explains the Twitter
post. I don't know if you guys saw me reacting to it, but I was like, "What the fuck does this mean?"
Yeah,
because everyone was it's either Joyce or it's Trout. So
your response forced me to go back and look at Heady's. I'm like, what the fuck did they post? And I looked at, I'm like, I was like, does this something have to do with Trout or something? And then I saw the Ben Joyce post later on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for a couple hours I was researching. I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? What the fuck are they talking about? And then when I saw the Ben Joyce news get broke, I was like, holy fucking shit, how the fuck did these fools know that something was about to break? Because I was looking up Angels news every about 10, 15 minutes. And Trout trade rumors, I was Googling and shit. And then as soon as it broke, within a few minutes, I was like, okay, Angels news. Ben Joyce out for the season. I was like, holy shit, how the fuck? So yeah, whoever your inside leaker is, legit.
Yeah, we get information from time to time. Let's just say we made a couple friends on the inside. And we knew about this since yesterday. I had been speculating about up to a week ago, that he's probably going to need Tommy John. Here's the real scoop on it, dude. And they won't tell you this, but I do know the information and I could say it now, but they won't confirm it. Okay. But they're saying it's shoulder, and they're saying that it's repairing something. It's only something to keep him out this season. He actually had the surgery already.
Labrum tear?
Yeah.
No, it's not a labrum tear. It is a smaller form of TJ. So it's a clean out. So that's why a traditional surgery would have kept him out another year and a half. But this one's only going to keep him out to spring training of next year. So they have already done this.
So they say.
Yeah. So, but from my sources say that they've already done this. So they're making it like, oh, he needs to go in and get it done. It's like, no, dude, since they put him on the IL, he already had the surgery.
Oh shit. Okay.
So it's been a while. Yeah. So that's the breaking stuff I could tell you right there.
Beautiful.
Dude. Yeah, you know that I haven't brought this up the past few times I've been on here. You know that it could happen audio from Angels in the Outfield. It could happen. A little kid. That's how I feel. That's how I feel every fucking night, just dreaming about the goddamn World Series. Like the playoffs. I don't even think about the World Series anymore, obviously. I'm just like, can we have a playoff run? Can we have a playoff run?
What's even like how they have the playoffs now, where isn't it where you have one series that it's like a play-in game? You only have like a best of one. Dude, just get me there. Just give me 9 innings of intense baseball where your entire season's riding on the line. Every pitcher's available, every hitter's available. You've got to strategize every inning, dude. That's what I want to see.
How many teams currently can make the postseason, even including the 1-game playoff? We'll count that.
14.
14 fucking teams out of the 30 teams. That's insane. And the Angels, of course, are the 2 teams that don't fucking make it. You sorry sacks of shit.
14.
Yeah, you have 4. You have 4 division winners and 3 wild cards.
4 division winners and 3.
And there's 30 fucking clubs, and we're 2 of the ones that don't make it. Of fucking course, we are. As Courtney would say, trash.
Yeah, because I think that is right. It's 14, right?
Honestly, bro,
I don't know, but if I'm taking your word for it, even if it's fucking 12, there's 24 out of 30 teams. Of course, we're in the fucking bottom 6 that doesn't fucking make it.
Yeah, we're not.
I would have assumed
every damn year for the last decade.
I may be wrong. Hold on.
Even if you are, it's got to be between 12.
Because
and 14,
if there's 14, that is fucking insane. That sounds like.
And even
NBA
if it's not 14, I
playoffs.
know they're trying to get it that high.
Okay, it's my bad. It's 12. So
Yeah,
it's 12.
It's 24 out of 30 clubs, buddy. That's insane.
Because I'm thinking it's football with the 4 teams.
Yeah.
It's the 3 teams from the National League, 3 teams from the American League that are divisional winners, and then the other 6 teams are wild cards. So it is 3 wild card teams that can make it. That's why you saw almost the entire division of the NL East make it last year, but then they faded, and it was the Central that sent 3 teams. The Central sent was it Detroit, Kansas City, and freaking Ohio.
Yeah,
that's if the Angels had made any one of those berths in the past 10 years, I'd probably know that by now. Or if I was playing fucking 2K still, I'd know that by now.
Yeah, J-Dog says even that stupid bummy COVID season, we still couldn't make the playoffs.
You know what? I always say ever since then that I wouldn't have wanted to do wouldn't have wanted to win at any cost during that fucking season. But at this point and at this rate that we're going, I might have fucking would have accepted it.
Yeah,
bring all the jokes. I don't give a shit. Fuck it.
I would. You know what? I think me and you, Randy, are on the same point. We would have had that whole thing with, had the Angels won that World Series like the Dodgers, how we always crap on them and say, hey, that was a ring pop that,
Mickey Mouse,
just like the NBA one.
Yeah.
I would gladly walk around Angel Stadium with a ring pop and a 2002 ring on the other finger.
I mean, we are Disney's team. Fuck it. Why not? Huh?
At this point, I'd rather be fucking Disney's team.
We were when we won it, baby.
Weird.
It's your boy says, I wouldn't mind seeing the league go to an NBA structure, West and East, 1 to 10, etc. Geez, even if they let 10 teams in and had a playoff tournament, we'd still be there with the
We
Rockets.
definitely would be the ones looking in. Fuck, we suck, dude.
That's why my name is the Angels Suck on Twitter, because it's like whenever I honk my honk, it's like the number one thing somebody could say is like, yeah, y'all still suck. It's like I never get that.
Like I'm kidding you not. When the Angels were good, like I really was. I was the motherfucker in the room. Nobody talks shit to me. I'm like, what do you got to say? We've owned your fucking team. Yankees fans, fuck you too. Nobody talks shit. And now, once again, just like my Jets, I'm the butt of every fucking joke, just like in the 90s.
Yeah.
When Royals fans can talk crap to you, your team's not doing it.
You fucking fall way off, bro.
Dude, last year, Royals fans were like, yeah, we're going to make the playoffs this year. I'm like, yeah, you are, bastards.
Bro, if we got swept by the Royals in the first round of the playoffs this year, I would call that successful. That's how much things have changed in the past fucking 11 years.
Yeah,
Really sad.
Well, it's
You know what's-
2014.
You know what's
Yeah.
sad is that we're still in May, and there is
We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts
There's a
tonight.
lot of
we have 120 more games to go, guys.
Oh, that's horrible.
yeah. There's a lot of baseball left to be played.
Well, I don't know if we'll be playing any baseball, but
Dude, just think
doing
about it.
something.
These first 42 games have felt like 82 already.
Yeah. And what's fucked up about that Grand Slam on Monday is it's got me locked in on another at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks of this shit.
At least it doesn't have you locked on. Get it?
Oh wow.
What a yummy tasting nut. That's
already said it
way
right
too
there.
Fucked.
Yeah.
That's too fucked. I feel good just saying that shit. Sorry.
Well, wait, it's breaking news. Hold on, he's checking in.
On everybody, my name is Gavin Carlson, former credential journalist in the LA area.
was
How about a
waiting.
yummy tasting nut?
Holy shit.
Eric Ward
Wow.
says the most awesome thing ever, which is Roger Lodge's. Every time you listen to AM 830, he comes on and says, "Revive in 25."
Well, I mean, you feel stupid. They're going backwards. They're not even what? Are they even fucking 2 games better than they were last year at this point? No, probably not.
Jeez, yeah.
What are
Man,
we on pace for? I think we're on pace for 68 and 93.
How many
We
did we
avoid-
lose last year?
99.
99.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we are better. Woo! Moving on up.
Yeah, but like where that's like a 5-game improvement. I was honking my honk. I'm like, dude, give me that 18-game improvement. Get us to 81 and 81.
Yeah,
You get a quarter of that.
Yeah, that's fucked up. They should have just started fucking sucking, not.
Boy,
So sad.
it's your boy says Angels suck. You're better than me at that Grand Slam. Didn't even phase me. Laugh out loud. I've been a fan since I was 8. Under Artie, it's killed my passion for this team.
Bro, I'm the same way. Even when they fucking win in dramatic fashion, like they have those last 2 games that you were at, Todd, I'm just like, they're just gonna blow it the next game. The next 2 games.
Eric says that piece of Gavin is cutting his post game shows down to 18 minutes. I heard. It's your boy says my buddy has a bet that they'll reach or get over 75 wins. I told him they'll be lucky to get 70. Looks like you're gonna win that bet.
This shit makes me want to throw my fucking horn away, bro.
I know.
All sad. So
Courtney's
much hope.
Courtney's like, don't worry about the Angels or monster trucks. We got the Savannah Bananas coming, baby.
Oh, it's not even close to who's more fucking entertaining.
No shit. They'd beat us for sure, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. I was like I said in the last comment, dude, the Angels would suck in the dead ball era. Just whoever brought out that stat from like 1913, like we would suck back then, dude.
Hey, is that a real stat, by the way? Because I was pretty shocked by that.
Usually when they share stats in here, yeah, they're usually spot on with it.
Yeah.
Like
Sometimes
guys
I'm
back
like,
in 1913 would look at the Angels and be like, hey, you're setting us back.
So sad.
Oh yeah.
God
man.
damn.
Really,
It's the
really
closest
sad.
I've ever lived to the stadium in my life, and now it's like a waste. Complete
Now he's
waste.
like, I want to move.
Oh, I remember that last year because I was there too. It's your boy says I was at last year's home opener where Ohapi hit the Grand Slam only to lose. They can't phase me until they reach October.
Dude, I'm on board with everything he just said.
Yeah,
That's basically where I'm at too, brother.
Bro, imagine if Taylor Ward hit that Grand Slam, we still lost.
Oh, I know, dude.
Bro, I'm at a point you can have like an 18-game winning streak, and if we're not in October, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that would be awesome though. If we had an 18-game winning streak, I'd probably end up buying season tickets at that time.
Knowing a Grand Slam keeps you going for 2 weeks, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, no shit.
By the way, we have another lost soul on here ready to commiserate.
Oh,
Courtney.
look who's. Oh, we're
You
so
fucking
back. Tina's
pieces of
back, baby.
trash.
Good evening, Courtney.
Hi guys. It's been the most fucking depressing night I've ever witnessed in my life because how can we even call ourselves an MLB team at this point? I have 3 tickets for the Savannah Bananas. I'm so excited. I'm keeping those tickets. I'm not reselling them. And I'd rather see some dudes shirtless dancing and the guy in stilts at the Big A and drop my money there than to watch this suck ass of a baseball team that we call the Angels.
I'm ready for monster truck season, baby.
My son too. Yeah.
They're going to Anaheim?
They are going to Anaheim. Savannah Bananas are going to be there May 30th and 31st.
When did you put in for those tickets? Because wasn't that a drawing?
So it's a drawing. They started in October, like in the fall of the previous year. So I put in my name like back in September of last year because they released the schedule like in the summertime kind of. It kind of just depends now that they're growing. So they release the schedule, you put your name and your email in for what like venue you want to go to. So when I figured out they're going to the Big A, I basically picked that one. And then thankfully I won in my drawing and then I was able to get the tickets.
Wow. I guarantee you, I want to see the closer we get to that event, how much those tickets are going to be. Because I guarantee the Angels won't come close to even the most like mediocre price. Because I heard everybody and their mama wanted those tickets.
Bro,
I know somebody
right now are $242.
Wow.
Yeah, I know
SeatGeek.
somebody reselling the Savannah Banana tickets for like 160, and that's in the nosebleeds.
Damn. On the 30th, they're $242. Just looking at them right now. On
Yeah.
the 30th, they're $242, and on the 31st, they're $270. And I'm not gonna even go back to checking where those seats are. They're just the cheapest ones because I lost my audio last time, and now I'm, on speaker. But damn, that's insane.
Yeah, I bought all 3 of my tickets, and I think I'm gonna be down third baseline, like on the 100 level. And I think my tickets were $60 each, so it was like 200 with tax and everything, and I got 3 tickets. So I'm not reselling mine. I refuse, and you can fight me for it.
That's so badass for them. A couple years ago when that started becoming a thing, I was like, this is so lame. Get this off my For You page. Like, I do not want to see this now. A couple of years later, it's like, damn, I guess it's the Angels sucking, but now it's like, damn, this isn't that bad at all.
No, I remember 2 years ago when the Savannah Bananas first came out, and they were still drafting guys, and like some of these guys were actually still wanting to play in the MLB, like before they kind of became a circus show out here. And when I think it was the Mariners, and we got walked off. Angels got walked off by the Mariners. The guy that hit the home run was a fucking Savannah Banana. So ever since then,
No way.
yes, I vividly remember that game. They're like, oh, he played for the Savannah Bananas like a month ago. And I was like, what the actual fuck? So we got beat by a clown. We got beat by a circus clown is what you're telling me.
Hey, some of their shit is pretty clownish.
J Dog says was it Cade Marlowe off of Esteves?
I think so. Yes, it was.
He says he will not forget that game in caps.
Yes. I'm telling you, I remember that game so vividly. I'm just like, are you serious? It was a clown show. But yeah, no, I'm really excited about Savannah Bananas. And then I think last year, I actually went to their rival, the Party Animals. I seen them play in Vegas. Yeah, so it's actually a really fun, like family friendly event. But if you're going to a Party Animals game, everybody gets fucked up, everybody gets drunk, because I've never seen so many drunk moms cheering for mid 20-year-old shirtless TikTok dancers. It was a little bit alarming, but also fun. So I'm really excited.
Well, I mean, moms need their fun too, I guess. I mean, I guess the husband will get some that night because they're going to be thinking about the shirtless ball players.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
But I will say though, I did see one cool play from the Bananas, like where a guy it was a ground ball. He was a shortstop, and he kind of like bare hands it, bounces the ball behind him around his back, takes off his glove, gets it with his left hand, throws the ball in one motion and does a backflip or a front flip as he's throwing it. And he gets the guy out at first. I'm like, how the hell did he do that?
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And they're
no, some of them it's really crazy. And then the only reason why I follow them, especially lately, so heavily is there's actually a guy from my hometown or my home area. There's a guy literally from Fontana, Coach Rack. He actually plays for the Savannah Bananas. I think he's the left fielder now. So this is his second year for the Savannah Bananas. So that was pretty cool.
And he has a nice chest too, right? Abs?
Of course he does. Yes. Don't tell Nick. Don't tell Nick.
Lips are sealed.
So, these dudes are catching pop flies while hitting backflips, and it's like, we got Taylor Ward.
I don't think at this point Taylor Ward could be a bad boy for them.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?
Honestly, Taylor Ward can use his Dumbo ears and just fly around, and they can make him part of the show. It'll be fine.
I feel bad talking about him because he fucking saved my life on Monday night. But
here's the thing too, like, and I brought it up here on the post game many times. Like, even if, I mean, Courtney knows and Randy knows how much I hate Squid. But if that dude was productive and not such an idiot, like, I would be rooting for him because he wears our jersey. And I do want these guys to be good. I do want them to be successful. But when you keep doing stupid shit, like Mario said earlier, and the fact that they're not improving, it's hard to root for these guys. Like you like, okay, prove me wrong. Yeah. So when you hit that grand slam, like, I was talking so much shit in the stands. When you hit the grand slam, I'm like, I knew you could do it. And I had to eat so
it's okay.
He's a Fresno State guy, and that hurts me to talk shit about him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just want it known live right now that I have always hated Joe Adele, and I called it years ago.
You're talking to the two leaders of that fucking fan club right there. Fuck that,
dude.
asshole.
The shit that I've seen this year is absolutely insane. I've seen that man kick the ball. I've seen him fall on his feet. Yep. I've seen him and Trout just look at each other. Both of them left the chat and the ball dropped. Like, the things that I have seen from Joe Adele, and the fact that that man was nominated for a Gold Glove last year. I think when the nominations came out, I didn't see it live. I just remember seeing like the post on Instagram or something because I think we were out. And Nick showed me and he was like, oh my God, you're never going to believe who's up for a Gold Glove. And jokingly, I said, Joe Adele. And he was like, yes. And I said, I spit out my drink. I almost flipped the table. I said, no, he's not. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Is that the standard?
My TV.
Is that the standard for Gold Glove now? Is Joe Adele?
How many games have you played this season?
And Ron Manfred's MLB.
42, something like that?
Yeah.
He's made 6 errors this season.
Woo!
Hey,
Woohoo!
I could picture Courtney. She wasn't even drinking anything at the time. As soon as Nick told her that, she's like, hold on. Then she drinks something just to spit it out.
Yep. My 9-year-old son has made 2 errors in right field himself.
That's what I'm saying. That's fucked up.
Like, and he has a noodle arm like like Taylor Ward. And my son plays better. The hatred that I have for Joe Adele is just I can't do it. And Todd, I know I told you the other night the pain that it caused me to buy my son a Joe Adele t-shirt because he said that's his favorite player.
Oh,
I don't know what trick God played on me. But I literally, my hand was itching, my skin was burning as I put my credit card down as I did it.
You must have broken a very important mirror in your lifetime at some point.
I guess so, because
I would have pressed down the credit card so hard it snapped. Oops, sorry.
Right? Like, oh my God. And Mason's face, he was so happy though. He was like, Joe Adele. And I was like, yeah, kid, Joe Adele. Yeah. I was like, that's fine.
Man. They're fresh out of the Adele jerseys. Let's get a Neto one, huh?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Here's a couple comments real quick. J-Dog says, imagine Brandon Drury on the Bananas, just the most NPC player ever to walk the earth. Also, most hated player, Jose Suarez, that fucking dumbass. I'm so glad he's gone. And then It's Your Boy says, I'll let y'all in on a dirty secret of mine. I sometimes go back to the live in 23 when Estevez gave up the 9th inning home run to Seattle, and we were in the hunt for a wild card spot.
Damn, bro.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that was the same year that we went balls out in free agency and what Giolito, our Lord and Savior, that
going
we
to that
got
Toronto
him.
series, right?
Yeah. Oh Jesus.
That Toronto series
you
ruined
can't forget that fucking year, that summer, dude. Oh my God.
Oh,
and then we turn around and just trade all those fuckers before the season.
Remember the guy that we were trying to let go, and he actually played his life was on the line, and he was actually saving us in some game. It was like an outfielder.
Oh, Grichuk.
Yeah. Played balls out, and we kept cutting him every 7 days, and he was like a cockroach and came back. He was like, nope, no, you guys are keeping me whether you like it or not.
That is so true. I forgot about that. Was such an ass year,
shit's
dude.
so fucking depressing.
It is, dude.
I miss the days
like,
of 500 times a fucking season. God bless it, bro. What the hell?
500. What kind of number is that right now? We
Man. We ain't even close.
Yeah, that was funny. J-Dog says the same year we had we beat the Rockies like 25-2 and still lost the series. We got
Hell yeah. That's the kind of team I'm on.
Man.
Yes.
That doesn't sum up this fucking Angels organization the last 10 years, dude. Oh my God.
Who are we facing after the Dodgers?
We faced Sacramento for 4.
We'll probably get
We're gonna lose that series.
We might just bro, if we hit another 7-game losing streak, you might not ever hear from me again.
Wait, I thought you said 2 weeks.
Honestly, bro, the last game of this 7-game losing streak stint, my relationship was on the line here at home. I was just visibly upset. My son would see me in the morning, and he's 4, bro, and he's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, this is the first conversation we've had all day. This is the first time you see me. He's coming back from school, whatever. And I'm like, nothing. What do you mean? He's like, did the Angels lose?
First of all, he chose violence when he asked that question.
Yeah, dude. And then I took him to the game. I think it was Saturday night. Yeah, it was a Saturday night because there was fireworks after the game. And we got there, and the first thing he said as soon as we sat down, he was like, so are the Angels gonna lose tonight?
First of all, you know what? He's choosing violence.
Yeah,
I fully support disowning that child. So it's fine. I'm just kidding.
Dude, Chris 141 says, do you think the Angels will win the 3-game series in Colorado to end the season?
God, no.
No, absolutely not.
Maybe 1 game, but no, not the series.
No, why give us that joy? No, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, it just sucks because even my son right now too, Walter, he comes in there and he's like, when Bogarts hit the home run, he was sitting there with me in the first inning, and he hits that home run. He's like, "Well, game's over," and he's like, "I'll be on my Switch." I'm like, "You gave up already?" He's like, "The Angels did." I'm like, "Whoa,
Whoa, hey, whoa."
I think Crisis was looking down the schedule and trying to find the easiest opponent in the schedule and say, "Hey, you think you got a chance?" Nope.
Nah, dude, I caught myself looking at the Mariners schedule earlier today. I was like, who are they playing in the next few games? I'm like, oh, okay. We might have a chance. I didn't even look at ours. I didn't even bother looking at Sacramento.
No, dude, after that, we have a tough schedule too. I mean, I hate looking ahead, but just since you guys and gals brought it up, it's Dodgers for 3, Oakland for 4. Then you got 3 for Miami at home, and that's not going to be easy. You got New York at home. You got Ohio, at Boston, at home against Seattle and Oakland. So
we're gonna probably win 5 games that whole fucking stretch.
I was like, those all sound like losing series to me. Hell yeah.
3, that's 10, 13.
He's counting.
Oh my God.
Why are you counting? It's okay.
Because this
No,
is
we're losing
Fox.
about 90% of that shit.
Jesus.
We went on a 14-game losing streak back in 2022, right?
Yeah, we did. That was fun.
I know. I wanted to see the Mohawk. I was so sad.
I'm so jealous because I have the upside down fade thanks to my dad's genetics. So I can't even grow a mohawk, even if we were to go that route. I'd have to have the side one. I'd have the Hogan hair, you know? I'm like, come on, brother, let's go.
The record winning streak is 20, right? By the Athletics, right?
Yeah, 2002.
Okay, so what are we? 8 below 500 right now? All right. So if we go, we can still do like a 12-game losing streak and play 500 blocks.
Shit. Yeah,
You're one of those optimistic ones, aren't you? Do you not know what channel you're on, sir?
No, I'm just fucking a few of them deep. So.
Yeah, his mind's wandering a little bit.
Yeah.
Dude, J-Dog says, remember when we were 27-17 before that 14-game losing streak?
Ooh.
We were 10 games above 500.
Damn.
We're so
You remember
excited. Those
that
are the
shit?
good times.
Hey,
We're
and
so
remember right
fucked.
after that, I said we would lose 30 before we win 30 or something, and we were 27, like 21 or
You
some
did
bullshit.
call that.
That's right. That's right, dude. So
That was
check
a
this
bad
out.
Stretch.
Stir Boogie, at the time,
Uh-huh.
we were 27 and 21. We had lost 4 in a row. And Randy was the only one on the page saying, dude, I think we're going to hit a real bad losing streak here. And I'm like, no. We were all honking our honks. We're all like, this is just a little bump in the road. He's like, bro, I'll put money on it. And nobody took the bet.
Nobody.
But had we done it, he would have won it because he was like, dude, we're going to hit 30 losses before we hit 30 wins. I'm like, that's bullshit. No way. And he called it.
Randy, you fucked us.
Oh, yeah, it was me.
Dude, that
Not the
streak.
mismanagement of pitching staff.
Yeah, that losing streak was honestly the worst thing to possibly happen because that's when I was also optimistic. That poor little me, I was so optimistic, and I was like, "No, look at us! Like we'll be fine. We're gonna turn around right now." No, I was wrong. A woman was wrong, and I will say it live.
Wow.
Yep, a woman was wrong. I was
And this is
dead
being
ass
recorded.
wrong.
This is being recorded.
That's
Randy,
fine. I
if
was
you-
wrong.
Just say it. If you have that type of power, say right now that we will hit 30 wins before we hit 30 losses.
Well, I can't say something that's not going to fucking be true.
Fuck no.
If you say
I'm not
it,
speaking that into existence. No, absolutely
no.
not.
If you say it and you believe it, it's gonna
I don't
happen.
believe it.
Hey, Eric Ward says, if this slide continues, I may have to cut back on watching games and actually spend time with my wife.
Oh,
That's exactly
no.
how I feel.
He's like, damn it, come on, Angels.
He's showing his dick.
Yep.
No, just watched enough Angels baseball for 30 years.
Yeah.
I let her know. I'm like, hey, by the end of June, it's all good. Like we'll be back to family time. Yeah.
The end of June.
No, not if fucking
Oh, wow.
Taylor Ward hits a home run on May 31st. So that'll give me the whole month of June.
Oh, damn. Yeah, you're right.
Dude, at this point, Grillmaster, he said, would you take Rendon or what is it, Squid right now? I'd say give me freaking Rendon.
No, I'd say Squid. At least Squid fucking played.
Well, that's
Squid,
true.
we're holding on to like that 47 game hitting streak he had in the minors. Squid.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Remember, he has 8 tentacles. Nothing gets by him.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes.
Squid was
Yeah.
healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
also still
healthy.
holding on
Squid's
to,
like, no days off, baby. Ugh.
No days off. Just leave my 177 batting average alone.
Right, baby.
Dude, right now he'd fit right in.
The
You know,
squid line.
very sad being in San Diego and looking at San Diego's lineup and then comparing it to ours. It's
Oh,
like
Suarez all day.
we don't have one batting average starting with a 3. Heck, we didn't have anybody batting more than 279 when that game started on Monday. Shit
yeah, I
was
know.
sad.
Oh, Hoppy's been in a rut, and then we did have Kyron Paris was hotter than a firecracker, and then he's down to the Mendoza line right now.
Crisis.
Very
Do
sad.
not give Jay Boogie that kind of hope.
Yeah.
That's closer to what my name is. Jay Boogie, yeah.
Oh, did I say Jay Boogie?
Yeah.
Who am I listening to tonight?
More people give me Jay Boogie than Stir Boogie.
Oh my.
Man,
Holy
see-
shit.
Well, see what we need to do. I think. Are you guys going to be available, Randy and Courtney or Stir Boogie for Friday? Like, even if you guys can't make obviously the trip to Bruheim, at least during the telecast during commercials, would you guys jump on?
I'll be
Hell
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Hell
all right.
yeah.
We could do that to commiserate during the commercials of swinging away and all that crap.
Holy
There you
shit.
go.
Hell yeah. We could trash talk this
We'll make it
lineup.
entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be like, all right, we're going to commercial now. Let's get to the real calls.
After about 7:30 p.m., I'm going to be on my way back from Long Beach for some type of fucking, business shit. So
Okay.
I was thinking about telling the family like, hey, I got to stop at Bruheim. My bad.
Yo, I need to wet my whistle over there. I need some beer.
Yeah, you don't want me at home during this game, babe.
And I'll try to drag Nick in because still with the faithful Dodger fan over here. We went to Arizona this past weekend to watch the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers series, and oh my God! So we went to the Saturday and Sunday games. So Saturday the Dodgers lost, and my heart was so happy, and it was just so nice watching Nick's face just get lower and lower. Like just as the innings go by, and he was like, "What the fuck? Like our 1 through 3, they're 0 for 9 right now." And I was like, that's how I feel with the whole lineup. So yeah, welcome to my world. And all my dreams were just crushed on Sunday because Dodgers won, and I was like, "Fuck!" And the whole 4.5 hour ride home, he just kept talking about it. And he was like, "Well, we had to win that series. I'm so mad that we split it, And I'm just like, bro, my team isn't even above. We're nowhere close to 500, and you're over here bitching about being in first place, and it's
High
too
class
close.
problems.
Yeah, I was like, first world problems, like Dodger fan problems. You $1 billion babies. I'm so sorry.
God damn it.
I know he's like, what? No lobster tonight? Oh,
God, I was,
Well,
and then
steak only. Goddamn.
we're all like, damn, this
Jesus.
microwave spaghetti isn't heating up right.
oh my God, and then I'm actually, as much as I do enjoy Diamondback Stadium, I for damn sure I paid $10 for a cup of Cold Stone ice cream at their fucking little stand. That was not scooped out by Jesus. I don't know why it was $10. I've never been so mad about a cup of ice cream in my fucking life. And I was like, you better eat and drink every last drop of that ice cream because it was lick the cup. I don't care.
Turn it inside out.
If there's a sprinkle in that cup.
Yep, exactly.
Fuck the Dippin' Dots.
Jesus.
Dude, it's the same
No.
thing with like the can of beers over there, like $24, $28. Like, God.
Oh yeah, it was like the last time when I went for opening day, I bought all three of us a beer and it was $54. Like, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Are you
Yeah.
counting the previous order?
No shit.
Yeah,
That's why I
for
was like, am
real.
I paying for the person behind me?
Right?
Like, why?
Damn.
Yeah,
Like-
$48 for 2 tall cans of Modelo at Petco was insane.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, you can answer that question on here first. It's like, no tip, bitch.
Yeah, no tip. Fuck you. I'm not tipping
they
you.
They all had the script too. They were like, answer that prompt. They all said that shit. I was like, you're trained.
Yeah,
Fuck
they-
Oh,
they-
y'all's mama.
And they can see that you didn't leave them nothing, so they automatically give you that look like, don't come back,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Yeah, for real. Oh, bad. All
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So Bruheim Friday. What time?
Friday,
6 p.m.
yeah, 6 p.m. and then 6:30 we're going to start the game. So we'll probably start doing about a pregame show around 6:15.
Okay.
And then we'll get into all the starting lineups and everything. And then, like I said, there'll be discounted food, and there's going to be 10% off of all beers. And they have they have a really good strawberry ale. It's delicious.
Strawberry ale. Huh?
I've been
It's
trying to
pretty good.
figure out whether I drink more when the Angels win or when the Angels lose, or when they're winning or losing. And so I haven't really figured that out yet. But on Friday, if they are losing by a significant amount by 7 p.m., 7:15, I'll just throw it all away together, man, because that shit's just depressing as fuck. And I hate the fucking Dodgers, and they're the world champion Dodgers, like you said. So it's like, I don't want to fucking see that shit. Hey, okay, I came back just real quick. I came back on Friday. It was date night. Took my lady out to the first Angels game that we've been to together. I'm usually taking my dad, my brother, my kids, right? Baseball's not her thing, whatever. We had a night without the kids, and she was like, "Why don't we go to an Angels game?" I was like, "Are you serious? Like, what the fuck? That's touching my heart."
That's an awful
not-
date night. What are you
I was
talking
like,
about?
No, I was like, that's touching my heart. You want to do something like with me that you think I'm interested in? All right, let's fucking go. So we go, dude. We sit down. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get us some drinks. You stay here. I come back and it's like 2-0, 3-0 Orioles, and it's like the first, second inning. So I'm fucking I'm seething. I'm pissed. I'm fucking steaming in my seat. She's talking about our kids. She's talking about this, that. And I'm like, and she can see that I'm showing no interest. I'm like, yeah, mm-hmm. And I like stay back at the game.
no.
Dude. So she was getting fucking pissed. And then she finally said, "Hey, just to let you know, if this was our first date, I would never see you again." And
She's
I was
gonna
like,
hate the Angels forever now.
and it was 3-0 Orioles. And I looked back at her. I was like, "Oh shit, this is like date night. Like I've gotten lost in this game for the past fucking 3 innings."
Worst place to go on date night if you're diehard.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know who decided that, but
Well, I mean,
The Angel fan.
I'll never decide that shit again. I'll never decide that shit again. But
Good, smart man. Save your relationship, brother.
Yeah, for real.
You're
So,
still
for
married,
that-
right?
Yeah, well, fucking A.
Hanging by threads.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I can't say enough about it, man. I'd go on all night. That's why I started this shit. That's why I started coming on here. On here meaning fucking X, starting the page, communicating with people. That's how I found you, Todd. Halos in the infield. Did you see everything going on tonight with I don't know, I tagged your page and like 10 other guys. Who's someone threw out there on my For You page, who are some Angels accounts that you'd like to sit and have a beer with? I tagged Halos in the infield, and I tagged like 10 other guys. Sam Blum, BTH, Beyond the Halo.
Oh, that's the one I missed earlier.
Yeah.
Rocks
Jake
in the outfield.
Drisher.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't know about them, but Jake, and then those two guys,
Shout out Talking Halos.
Talking Halos.
Yeah, Talking Halos are dope.
I followed them today. That's funny that you guys bring them up. Light That Baby Up 2002, that guy, and then his imposter can't hit with runners in scoring position, but they have the same profile pic, the same banner pic, the same bio, and one of them is a parody account. One of them got the other one fucking suspended, which was funny as fuck. Which was funny as fuck because the original guy got suspended, and they both said the same shit about each other. They're like, "Hey, go report this account. He's fucking an imposter."
Wow.
And then after the original dude said that, the other guy said that shit about his account. That fool got suspended, and that shit was the most funny shit that I've seen. But it's funny because one of them is a honk. The original guy, he's just a fucking honk. The other dude is a realist. A hopeless realist, you know what I'm saying? But he still
That's me.
is
Me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm somewhere in the middle, bro. It depends on how we did last night.
You're a honk. It's fine.
I tagged all of them in this post. I was like, I want to have a beer with Halos in the infield and all these guys, and we start fucking going at each other. And some of them start fighting with each other. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
Like, you can't choose family. Like, what the fuck? All you guys, everybody that I tag, I know is a diehard Angels fan. Whether you're a honk, whether you're fucking hopeless, whether you're sad, you know what I'm saying? That would be dope as fuck to have them all join here.
What was that on? Was that you said it's
On X? Yeah, I tagged Halo's infield on there. So if you look at the whole thread, bro. There's some priceless shit in there.
I'll take a look at it when we're done on here because I have when I get on here I can't check social media. I'm like doing everything on two screens.
Same, bro. Yeah, I can't do anything when we're on here. Actually.
Yeah. Well, damn, dude. And speaking of which, it's 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
so we're into the
Oh
off
my word.
Great show. Good talk.
Well,
Good
hell
talk.
yeah. I mean, thanks everybody in the comments on all the social medias right now that we're on live. And then thank you, Courtney. We do miss you on the show. She is promising a triumphant return at least to one or two shows whenever she has some time.
A few. I promise I'll come back.
I just give you crap. You know we love you.
He's so back.
Exactly.
We're so fucked.
We have Courtney, still representing no matter, even if she calls it what it is, trash. She's still there. You got the Angels Suck representing all over social media and beyond at the stadium. You got Randy doing everything behind the scenes. Yeah, I wasn't going to say that, but okay. and Grillmaster wants us to know that he's still here too.
Hell yeah. Hit us with some poems to end the night, Grillmaster.
Oh, I forgot.
Grill Master. Oh no.
Hi, Grill. Love you, buddy.
There's
Good
Grill.
kid.
There's Mike Trout right there. He's complaining about skipped comments. So
Okay, well, here you go, buddy.
Oh, you'll be okay.
How about you stop worried about the comments, get your ass on the fucking field, huh?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh man, so we had damn dude. So far we got almost 200 people watching with everything right now. Still at midnight. Imagine if this team was winning. That's the final thing I'll say. Imagine if this team was winning. We could get into like a 2-hour rant like this, and we'd probably have like triple the amount of people.
Oh,
yeah.
you
If
saw
we
what
didn't go to the
happened, dude.
game,
We saw what happened on a winning show. They get fucking generous up in this bitch.
yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If we wouldn't have gone to the
Dude.
game on Monday, bro, that would have been lit. I would have crushed a 24-pack live on air talking to you.
Absolutely. That game was intense. One of the
Imagine if Anthony Rendon sews his vagina together. That way he could get back on the field, and that would be great.
I don't think that's going to happen, Courtney, but that's wishful thinking, but we appreciate that.
Oh fuck. All right, it's fine.
Man. He's
Thank
like
you again, dude.
he's like this version. He's like this generation's version of fucking Vernon Wells. He's just not using the hashtag too blessed to be stressed.
That's all
And-
bad.
Hey, C on TikTok says, finally found some good Angel fans on here. Looking forward to future streams. Right
We're
back
the
at
fucking
you.
best on here. Are you kidding me?
Yay.
There you go. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. And again, Bruheim this Friday night, Angels Dodgers game 1. Let's try to get that W. I can't even say it with a straight face.
Oh no.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.